Greg Terryn is a policy analyst at the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation, and he joins me now from Washington, D.C. Good to speak to you. So what is North Korea's nuclear capability there?
So North Korea has conducted 5 nuclear tests thus far, the most recent in September of 2015 or 16, pardon me. They've conducted over 20 ballistic missile launches last year. They continue that pace now. What we believe is North Korea has the ability to do a nuclear explosion. What they're working on is miniaturizing a nuclear device so that it can fit on a missile. They currently have short-range and medium-range ballistic missiles that they've been testing. They have yet to flight test an intercontinental ballistic missile, which would reach the United States.
And North Korea is clearly threatening with their actions they took so far. So can we just expect for the U.S. to sit back and watch?
No, the United States has been very clear. They don't appreciate this behavior from North Korea. Secretary Tillerson has been indicating that time is not on our side. I think that's correct. I think the North Korea problem in terms of their nuclear abilities and their development is something that time isn't on our side. The more they develop, the more tests they do, even if they fail like they did a couple weeks ago with the missile launch, they can still learn a lot from that. And the United States is trying to rally the international community to put pressure on North Korea.
And which of the 2 nuclearly armed countries is being more provocative in this war of words so far, the US or North Korea?
I think assessing blame is probably not the right move here. I think what's important is actually acknowledging that there are things both countries can do to bring the heat down on this scenario. For North Korea, they're the only country in the 21st century to test a nuclear weapon. That's important. That is provocative. They continue to do missile tests. They continue to produce videos like what they released recently showing a pseudo-military strike on the U.S. Capitol. That is destabilizing behavior. There are things the United States can do. For example, getting their position, getting their commentary in line, making sure they're on message. We've heard everything from the United States from military options are on the table, military options are off, diplomacy's on, diplomacy is off. We briefly heard about preemptive strikes, though that was later called back. Getting a common message will be important both to signal to North Korea and to our allies, South Korea and Japan.
And what is the strategy of Trump behind North Korea?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
What is the strategy of Trump behind North Korea issue?
Yes. So I believe pressure is going to be important, applying sanctions more effectively, getting the international community together. The challenge is that the Trump administration has not been very clear with what their plan is, but what their plan should be is diplomatic engagement with North Korea. The goal originally should be to freeze North Korea's abilities. As I said originally, every test, whether a success or a failure, does give them new information. Getting a freeze so that they can no longer gain this intel is quite important. We should work to get China involved, to put additional pressure on North Korea. China's getting fed up with this process as well, so there is ability to create a partnership in reining in North Korea diplomatically.
And do you believe a peaceful solution can be achieved here?
I believe a peaceful solution is the ultimate goal. Military emphasis, military kinetic action should be a last resort. Any sort of escalation, you are literally playing with fire, especially with nuclear powers. And with South Korea and Japan so close to North Korea, it doesn't even need to be an intercontinental ballistic missile to do extensive damage both to our allies and U.S. troops in the region.
Thank you for joining us here on TRT World. Greg Terryn, the policy analyst at the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation.